back on this job today. So we just got to put this toilet back in. It's had all new flooring, all the walls have been tiled, that radiator back on the wall, new vanity unit, and then just a new shower screen. I'm not sure what's gone on here. We're going to have to get a trim for that. I think we should still be able to get our shower screen on. That's not very good, is it? It'll be sorted anyway. But I need to get all this silicone cleaned off. We'll get some multi-solve on that. And yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Before I do anything, I'm going to get multi-solve on here, let that soak in, and that'll help us clear the old silicone off. I've just popped a new pan connector in there. You have to connect these up with a flexi because you've got no access to the side. It was done with a speed fit elbow and a speed fit flexi before, so I've picked up a new flexi, I've changed that elbow, and it's just a case of popping that into the cistern. I'll get all that clean up, and then before it wasn't screwed down, we'll put some L brackets in the floor, get it fixed back to the wall, and that's the toilet in then. So you don't have a lot of choice with these. You sort of have to do them with a flexi, because you can't get your hands in behind after to connect them up. So you can only do what you can do. The old one was literally finger tight. What I need to do is I need to tighten it up onto there first and do that connection last, but I can pull it out that speed fit elbow. I'm flipping out these one piece bolt kits as well. There's no second nut under there, so I'll hold them in. I've just had a thought. The reason it probably won't screw down before is because there's electric on the floor heating under here. So I'm not going to screw it down. I know that's controversial. It wasn't done before. It was just screwed back to the wall and then silicone around the bottom. And to be honest with you, the weight of the pan's hold it. If I screw that down and I hit that underfloor heating, it's going to cost me a fortune. So I'm literally just going to do it exactly how it was before. I'm hoping. Right, what we can do is we can actually leak test all this first, make sure there's no leaks on any of the connections, and then we can push the toilet back to the wall. So we'll turn this on. Make sure we've got no leakers. I think it's coming in from the ball valve connection. I don't think it's on my flexi, I think it's coming above. I think it's leaking on the ball valve where it goes through the toilet. I don't think it's on my flexi. This is why it's a good way of doing it like this, because you can actually physically check and you're not guessing. I'll just siphon that back out, and then we'll take this system back apart and we'll remake. I might even change that ball valve. Now, it was filling up okay, it's just gone a bit scaly, but we'll have a look at the washer underneath it. It all dried off. I've put a new washer in there, so hopefully this time it doesn't leak. That's sometimes what happens when you disturb old connections. Just get it all dried off. I think we're good this time. We'll flush it a few times, get this pushed back and get it screwed back to the wall. I'm sure everything's fine, but as I say, I check and check again because I don't want to call back. That's just a bit of water that I spilled. on these you can't see any of the connections, so what I generally do is flush them a few times again when I put them back in and make sure nothing leaks out. Give that a good wipe down and then we'll just have to seal it how it was before, though that gap's not bad. The screen is in. My mate came and gave me a lift for them. You can't do them on your own, they're tremendously heavy. I've just got the brace bar to do. I've cleaned all the silicone off around the bottom, so I've just got that to reseal back in. That electric tower I had to drop back on, and that vanity unit to do, but I'm pleased that is in. That looks alright. Should be fine. This tray's gone a little bit yellow at the bottom. It had some sort of weird trim on the outside of it, you know, them profile trim things. But I don't know, it won't come off. I've tried multi-solving it, I've tried wiping it, so I might have to get the Magic Man in to get rid of that. There's nothing I can do with it. My favourite bit of fitting these shower screens. Getting the brace bar on. Because it means you're done. That olive is only just on the end of that hot pipe. It's on enough for it not to leak, but I guarantee you, as soon as I touch it, it will leak. Get my olive cutter on there. These bent angle stops, so that'll come straight into the unit. That's got them swapped across, but I've got a problem. The thing that annoys me with damage like this, right, the packaging was perfect, so that has happened in the factory and they've still sent it out, it's dinted. Right, so now, client's coming back off his holiday today, I'm left with a unit that's damaged and I can't fit it. So the merchants have said to me, obviously they'll get me another unit, but it don't pay for my time to come back out here and do it. So all the time the manufacturer sends stuff out damaged, all I can do now is just get that electric towel rail on the wall, we'll get that wired back in, and I'm just going to have to leave this and get a new unit. It just means I've got to come all the way back to this job. I mean, it'd take me probably an hour and a half to fit that unit now and get it piped up, whereas when I come back, obviously I've got the travel, I've got to pick the unit up, I've got to take this one back. It's probably 4 hours, it's probably cost me 150 quid. So it's just like, and I just ain't got time at the minute, it's just every single thing, I don't know, goes against me. But yeah, as I say, it's so annoying because check the packaging, not damaged. Unit's got an hole in it. That's got that bolted on the wall nice and tight. The sparky's coming anyway, so he'll flex it up. He's got a fitted mirror. Can't fit that today, so all we can do is have a good, well, just got to seal up in there, seal up around the bottom of the pan, have a good tidy up. And unfortunately, the client's not going to be able to use his basin. They would have just gone straight up and in. Well, I'd have had to shorten them down a bit, but you kind of get the idea. And as I say, another hour and this would have been done. It just a case of sticking the top on, piping them up. They're only on flexes anyway, and yeah, only been job done. But I mean, it is a good quality unit. I haven't put the handles on it, but everything's soft close and everything on it. But it's just so flipping annoying. I mean, that's a gouge. That is. It's not even like a scratch. Right, so I've resealed all this with Dow Corning 75. That's me done here for the time being, and so I'll have to come back and just swap that basic unit over. It won't be too bad, it's just an inconvenience. But yeah, it's a bit of a transformation. I know it's not a huge one on this one, but it's just all been tiled. And yeah, all tidied up. 3 days later, we're back. We've got a unit that's not damaged, so we're just getting this fixed back to the wall. We'll drop the basin on and just get it piped up. I've had to bring the weights through the bottom because I didn't have enough space to get an elbow to swing it back to the wall, but I've got room to just get a nice little pipe shroud on that because the socket is just below it, so it should look nice and clean when we're done. And I'll just have to notch the shelf and pop a little pipe shroud on it. It's just how it's falling on this one. But I don't think it will look untidy. Just give them a little nip up. Right, that's done. I just need to see if I've got some pipe cravats in the van just to pop around there. But yeah, it looks okay. All sealed up behind. Waste all tested, filled that up to overflow. I'm pleased to get this job sorted. You know when I said I was all done? They sent gold handles. This one's a while you're here job, but I've jinxed it now. I don't think it's too bad. Customer has tried to swap this flush valve themselves, but the one they've picked up doesn't fit on the bayonet, so we're just going to have to take the system off, swap it across. It's on a flexi. I'll probably change that flexi if I've got one in the van. Got 2 service valves on it, so we'll switch one of them off. With this system off, undo the bolts, it should just be a case of doing that one in. Yeah, I think it'll fit, shouldn't be an issue. We've already turned the water off, of course they are, otherwise the system would be full, wouldn't it? Now these bolts don't actually look too bad on this one. It's the only thing that makes these jobs awkward if the bolts don't come undone. But they're alright. Sometimes you can be 20 minutes getting them undone, sometimes you have to cut them off. I just fitted a cooker tap, one of them cooker ones, and it says, well, yeah, can you just? Yeah, no problem, we can sort it. We'll see if we've got a new donut for that in the van. Clean all that silicone off there. It should just be a case of undoing that. To be honest, I wouldn't normally silicone them, but because it's absolutely been lathered before, I'm going to. And I think it will leak. I try to cut as much as the old stuff off as I can, but sometimes, yeah, just do what you think. You just experience it. Say if I was doing it from new, or if it wasn't silicone, I wouldn't silicone it. But I try to make it as easy as possible for the next person, but equally I don't want to cause myself a callback. I know that makes it harder, but it's less likely that it's going to leak for me. Stick a new donut on it. I don't actually like these foam ones as much as the rubber ones, but I haven't got a rubber one in the van, so it's going to have to be a foam one. It'll be alright, it'll seal. Sometimes they just, I don't know. It's just personal preference, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Should be alright. To be fair, these ones come with an 1.5" bayonet as well. I don't normally fit them, but it's just what the customer supplied, so it'll do the job. Oh no, this one doesn't fit through the hole. Have to use that. Use that spacer because it doesn't fit through. So it stopped on the water line. We'll give it a flush. Have a real good check down underneath. Yeah, should be job done. Put your seatbelt on, Thomas. Put your seatbelt on. We're still on private land though. So we'll get to that gateway there. That toilet internal was the last job I'm doing before Christmas. I didn't actually change the flexi on there because I didn't get one in the van, but the customer's fine with it. I've had a word with her and just say, look, ideally I'd like to change the flexi. I was only there to fit the cooker tap because I promised I'd do it before Christmas. So we got that all sorted for her, and she just said, oh, can you have a look? It's a massive house, like. She said, oh, we've got this toilet's not flushing properly, we've got family coming round, we've tried to fix it. So I said, yeah, no problem. As I say, worst case scenario, I'll pop back in the new year and just change that flexi. I don't think it's going to leak imminently. I always like to do it. So yeah, that's why I've not done it on that job, because I'm literally going home for Christmas. Driving home for Christmas. Literally, as I said that, Chris Ray's just come on. Driving home for Christmas. It's the best journey of the year, this, isn't it? I know you're probably watching this after Christmas, and you know everybody's feeling stuffed and everything, but for me it's still before Christmas, and I'm still looking forward to it.